The demand for mortgages jumped 28% last week because interest rates are coming down. So what have I been saying that I'm the most afraid of when interest rates are going to come back down? Bidding wars. Yep, it looks like we are headed back into the bidding wars again. This past weekend here in New Jersey, open houses were packed. One agent reported that she had 102 people come through their open house. Another agent reported she had about 80 people go through her open house. It's only January. So are the hopes of 2023 returning to a normal market now being squashed by all of this? Maybe not.
Holy mackerel, mister. You scared the jeepers out of me.
I have my opinion as always, and I'm going to share that with you today. Let's get started. In 2022, we saw the mortgage interest rates skyrocket from like around 3%, 3.5% to over 7% by October. So with that hike in interest rates, that sidelined a lot of buyers, especially at the end of the year. So November and December were probably like the really slowest months in like a really long time. The sales were down a lot. I mean, normally that time of year is slow anyway, but coupled with the high interest rates, buyers were they just weren't moving, wasn't happening. You may recall my video from a couple of weeks ago where I shared the predictions for the mortgage rates of 2023. And some experts are saying that rates should end up by the end of this year around 6% down to the mid fives. Well, here we are. It's January 24th, and a 30-year fixed rate conventional loan rate is now at 5.98%. Are you kidding me? There's also speculation that rates could drop down into the mid to low fives by this spring. Now, couple that with the low inventory, we're going back to bidding wars. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm not. This is good news for buyers. I'm happy about that, but I'm also a little stressed out.
I'm a little stressed out, to be honest.
We still have this lingering issue out there of the lack of inventory. Now, in a lot of markets, the inventory has increased a little bit, but is that enough to meet the current demand of all of our buyers today? No way.
2 thumbs down.
Depending on which expert you talk to, there is a shortage of homes in the United States between 3 and 6 million, probably more like around 4 million homes we are short in the United States as of now. And other experts say it could take 10 years to solve this shortage crisis. Oh my God, 10 years. No. Right now, 85% of mortgage holders in the United States have an interest rate of 4% or lower. 37% of homeowners own their homes outright. They have no mortgage. So this is causing a big problem with the inventory. People don't want to give up the low interest rates, nor do people want to take on a new mortgage. They don't want to sell their house. And if they have to take on a mortgage buying the next place with the rates like this, you think they're going to do that? No. And there's a bunch of states that are really suffering with the housing shortage crisis, such as Florida, Colorado, Texas, New York, New Jersey, and California. California is the worst. They have a shortage of 978,000 homes in their state. Now, what do we do about this housing shortage? If people don't want to move, what's going to happen here? Who's fixing this? Well, in some of these states, like say New York and California, the governors there are trying to implement programs to help get more houses built to meet their demand and to meet that shortage. Like in New York, Governor Hochul just announced that they're doing a program that can build 800,000 homes in New York. In California, Governor Newsom just signed 2 bills that will accelerate building new homes and bring 2 million new homes to their state. But the problem is these projects are going to take years. It's going to take years for all that to come to fruition. We need houses now.
If you're homeless, just buy a house.
Okay, so if I just totally bursted your low interest rate bubble, I'm sorry. But look, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to tell you the reality of everything and what's going on. So because of these factors, we have to prepare. Bidding wars are going to happen again.
Oh, no.
But will it be as bad as it was in 2021 and 2022? Maybe not. And here are my thoughts on this, and this is my hope. Because these rates are still higher than they were a year ago, I don't think people are going to be wanting to overbid too much on a home. They're not going to go way over asking price because of the higher rate. That's going to be a really high monthly payment for them. There's a lot of buyers who've been on the sideline for the past couple of years and they're just socking away money. They're sitting on a lot of cash. So those people can put a lot more money down. And some of them are able to go pretty high over asking price. Now, in some markets here in New Jersey, we are still seeing prices like go through the roof in certain local markets. Like, it's not everywhere, but in certain towns that are not far from New York City, oh my God, it's like it never ended. It's like the pandemic never ended and these prices are still outrageous. But here's the thing. So we have the higher interest rates, so that may hold people back from overbidding. And the other thing too, people are kind of tired of it and people don't want to overpay. And I think buyers are going to be less apt to go too much over asking because they're afraid of overpaying. So I'm hopeful that that's going to be the mindset. And I'm seeing it already with some of my buyers. Some just don't even want to deal with the bidding war. If they hear there's already an offer on it, they're not bothering making an offer. But I think a lot of buyers are going to be a little gun shy to go and make an offer way, way over asking because it's not worth it to them and they're afraid of overpaying. So if you're walking into a bidding war and you do want to make an offer, you know there's going to be multiple offers on the house, right? You can still have an attractive offer without having to go $50,000 over asking. Yeah.
All right.
At the end of the day, sellers are looking for a clean offer, meaning that you're going to limit your inspections. Do not waive them like people were doing last year. Oh my God, do not waive inspections. Limit those inspections to structural and environmental issues only. And I hate to say it, you really shouldn't have a sales contingency either. Even before the pandemic, a lot of sellers did not like sale contingencies. It's too risky if your house hasn't sold yet or if your house is still on the market and hasn't gone under contract. It's too risky, but I've done it. I've seen it before the pandemic. I've had deals where I had a buyer who had to sell their house in order to buy the next one. It does work. But in these scenarios here where you're going to have multiple offers, it'd be best if you didn't have a sale contingency. If you can buy the house without having to sell your current home, all the better.
Oh, good.
So if you can't, you can come up with a strategy. So talk to your local realtor in your market to develop a strategy of how you can make that transition, selling your home and then moving into the next place. Now, another thing is to make that offer look stronger without having to go way over asking price is a strong down payment. Now, I know there's people out there saying you don't have to put 20% down. No, you don't have to put 20% down. No, you don't. But in these situations where we're in multiple offers and people are going over asking price, the more money you're putting down, the better you look to the seller. Here's an example. I just had my clients get a house. We got under contract. We were up against one other buyer. Now, the other buyer's offer was definitely less than ours. And we went in, the seller was going to accept our offer. Buyer one came back and bid another $25,000 over our current offer. But guess what? The seller still turned their offer down. Why? Because they were only putting 10% down.
Oh, yes.
They stuck with my clients, even though there was 25,000 less, my clients were putting 20% down. Now, the reason being is, why didn't they go with that higher price? Because at 10% down, if the house, God forbid, didn't appraise, that was going to be an issue for that buyer. And if they couldn't come up with the money to cover the gap between the appraised value and the purchase price, they were out. They weren't going to be able to buy the house. So that was too risky for that seller. So that's why they stuck with my clients, because of their stronger down payment. They didn't ask my clients to come up in price. They just liked the fact that we were putting 20% down. So the more you put down can help you without having to go crazy over asking price. Now, if you're watching this and you're starting to freak out right now, don't freak out.
What a relief!
Because this is not happening in every market, but in most markets, it will when these interest rates come back down because of the pent-up demand. Just take these things into consideration. Talk to your local real estate agent, get their feedback on what's going on in the local market, and talk to your local lender to talk about your options. So like I said, I'm doom and gloom a little bit, but I'm being realistic. This is what I was afraid of. And yeah, it's probably going to happen, guys. So let's see. But just stand your ground. If you don't want to overpay, or you pay what you think the house is worth. Don't go crazy, because you're going to regret it. There are a lot of people out there who bought overpaid and now have buyer's remorse. So again, work with your local realtor, make sure that they have their finger on the pulse of that local market and they really understand the numbers and what's going on, even down to that neighborhood. If you're looking for some more tips on buying a house, Got you covered right over here. I think you should go check out that playlist. Thank you so much for watching me today and getting your dose of real estate reality. I'm Jackie Baker, and I will see you next time.